Hello, everyone. Happy Sabbath. We are glad you're joining us on this August day of camp meeting. It has been such a wonderful time. The music, the messages, the evening nights here, Friday nights, and Sabbath evenings. And Pastor Randy's message today is paying attention to others. And Stu, he has been doing a fabulous job and sharing so many good thoughts.
Yeah, music, messages, and stories. The Friday night stories have been great. Last night was Anthony Morales. If you missed it, you should check it out. It's a second chance story, persistence. It's really incredible. Next Friday night is a really important presentation by Pastor Bernie Anderson, and it's on addiction, specifically pornography, but it's a very powerful story of how God intervenes and helps us overcome. You're not going to want to miss it. That's next Friday evening, our last camp meeting weekend, 7 o'clock in the auditorium.
And can I just add on to that it's so wonderful that these people are being vulnerable and sharing their stories that help each one of us. So thank you to all the individuals who have been sharing their stories. Tonight, Stu, is a big night. It's Drayson Center. We have so much fun over there. It starts at 7 o'clock. The gates will open. There will be a short worship, and then there will be a game of water basketball between the pastors against Loma Academy teachers. I don't want to talk it up too much, but you'll want to be there to see that. There'll be food that you can purchase. Our junior high is doing that, and then tons of games all over the Drayson Center. Things will be open. So bring your family, your friends, come out and enjoy a wonderful evening starting at 7 o'clock at the Drayson Center.
It's just a great time to get together as a church family.
Yeah.
Now, we also want to give you a heads up. Next Sabbath evening at 7 p.m. is the music a cappella group from Uganda called Jehovah Shalom. They've been in our church before. They're just really stunning, but this time they're going to be here for a whole concert. We'll also hear snippets from them during the church service, but it's at 7 p.m. It's a free concert. Door will open at 6:30.
And then following that, there's something really special, isn't there?
UReach is opening up the cafe. So after the concert, be able to come down and purchase some food at our UReach cafe.
And we have so many resources here at the University Church now. It's really nice to be able to point people to a direction where we have seminars and support groups and different tools to help you because life can be so hard. And one of those things is coming from our You Care ministry. It's 13 weeks. It's called Grief Share. If you have lost a loved one and you're just needing some support and some help on how to get through that tough time, this is something you'll want to check out. It's 13 weeks. The Zoom meeting starts September 5 at 7 p.m.
And then also You Care has a seminar the next day, September 6th. Lunch will be at 1:30, and the seminar starts at 2:30, so registration is required. It is entitled Finding Hope While Walking Through Grief. It's presented by Dr. Ira Lake. This is going to be a powerful seminar, how to work through maybe the loss of a loved one, but also other things in our lives that maybe a loss of a job or maybe some dream or opportunity. All of these things can create some really sad or difficult times. This is going to be a powerful seminar. That's September 6th. Lunch is served at 1:30, and then the seminar starts at 2:30, and this is going to be in the fellowship hall.
We have another ministry. It's called You Thrive under the leadership of Jamie Stadola. She's doing an outstanding job, and they have divorce care. Now, this is kind of similar to Grief Share. It's a 13-week divorce program to offer healing and support to those who are currently going through divorce or have already been through divorce. So if you are one of those individuals that is finding this your season of life, or you have friends or just would like to pass this information on, it will begin September the 9th. It goes 13 weeks until December the 9th. It will be Tuesday evenings in person at the church at 7 p.m. So if this is something that you need or need to pass this information along, to someone else, please do so. All the information is online, and you do need to register.
Well, now UReach has a new mission trip date. Here's Pastor Linda to tell us more.
Good morning, church. I have some exciting news for you. As you all know, we had to postpone our trip to Kenya this year in October, but we have a new date, June 15th through the 29th, 2026. We will be going to Kenya. Registration will open right now in August, so if you're thinking of joining us, we encourage you to sign up. We have very limited spots, so don't hesitate to do that if that's something that you're thinking about. I guarantee you that you will not regret going. Africa Mission Services is doing some wonderful things there. They're developing an outpatient clinic and continuing to work and developing the schools there. And so it's just wonderful work that we get to be part of. But we also get to experience and see some beautiful animals and be surrounded by beautiful culture and people. So if this is something you're praying about or thinking, we encourage you to join us and sign up at ureachlluc.com.
Also, UReach quilters are added again on Sunday, which is tomorrow, and Monday. So you can come out and help them. And also, we have bell choir auditions tomorrow and Monday as well. We'd also like to highlight, we've talked about this before, children's choir registration and Pathfinder registration is online. So for more details and to register your child, go online.
Next, we just wanted to give you a heads up. We're starting a brand new sermon series September 6th. This is being put together by Pastor Chris Stanley, and it's entitled Healing at the Pool of Bethesda. A very common, simple story, but there's some incredible lessons we can learn from this experience. So put that on your calendar, won't want to miss you.
And then kicking off the Vespers season for September is a very special Vespers. It is called Sacred Resonance. It will be September the 6th at 4:30, so doors open at 4 o'clock. This will be Chemo Smith and Michelin Leiping. We love them. They are members of our church and do such a great job. So come out and enjoy a special musical presentation by these two wonderful gentlemen.
Well, that's our announcements for today. As we say each and every week, for the latest information, go to our website, LLUC.org.
You are dearly loved. We're praying for you, and we hope that this Sabbath day is a true delight for you and your family.
Welcome and happy Sabbath. It's camp meeting. So whether you're joining us in person or through the broadcast, we are so glad that you've chosen to worship with us today. Throughout the camp meeting season, we've been highlighting a few of the elders who serve in our congregation. So today I have Rodney Roth with me. Rodney is not just an elder, he has served in our deacons ministry for many years. And when I say many, Rodney, we're talking about decades, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Decades. So what has led you to commit to serving in the deacons ministry for so long?
Well, thank you, Joey, and good morning. Happy Sabbath to everybody. You know, I learned the joy of service at a very early age, and so coming in the morning and help set up things for the service, anything that we can do to help the service run more smoothly, whether it's collecting offering, helping serve communion emblems, helping with the foot washing, baptisms, that's an awesome thing to do. There are so many opportunities in the deacons ministry. Also, we have concerts and other special events, and so whether you want to do just a little or a lot, there are so many opportunities in the deacons ministry, and it's an awesome group to belong to.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for your many years of dedicated service. And if any of you are interested in joining the deacons ministry, we encourage you to drop by our deacons office in the foyer or go to LLUC.org, click on Serve and Deacons Ministry to find out more. Now, there is an event coming up right at the end of camp meeting, right after camp meeting, that we want you to be aware of. On September 6th, Dr. Ira Lake will be sharing a seminar entitled Finding Hope while Walking Through Grief. And this encompasses all sorts of grief, including the loss of a loved one or the loss of a job or a loss of a dream. And so if you're interested, make sure that you RSVP right away by going online and registering for this event on our website, because we will be serving lunch and we need to know the numbers. So please do that right away. Pastor Randy is going to be continuing his series, May I Have Your Attention, Please, with a sermon entitled Listening or Paying Attention to Others. And honestly, that can be a challenge because sometimes we're so focused on what's happening inside of us, focused on our emotions, focused on what's going on with us, sometimes even getting distracted by our cell phones, that it's hard to pay attention to others. Isn't that right, Rodney? Rodney?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was sharing how Pastor Randy will be sharing a message entitled Paying Attention to Others and how that can be a challenge at times.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
Well, maybe this is a lesson for all of us. I know it is for me. To disengage from the distractions in our lives so that we can pay attention to God and to what He's doing in the world around us, because that's what worship is about. It's about focusing on our God and focusing on what He's doing in the lives of the people around us. Welcome to worship. Welcome to the Loma Linda University Church.
Good morning, church family. We want to invite you to sing with us this morning, and we invite you to stand up while we sing. And this morning, we can just enjoy a talk with Jesus, and I encourage you to sing it out and just let it be part of our morning prayer. I once was lost in sin, but Jesus took me in, and then a little light of heaven filled my soul. He bathed my heart in love and wrote my name above, and just a little talk with Jesus makes me right. Sing it out. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about our troubles. Hear our faintest cry, answer by and by. Feel a little prayer will turn in, and you know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Take it away, Pierre.
Sometimes my way is drear without a ray of cheer, and just a little cloud of doubt creeps over the day. The mist of sin may rise and hide the sunless skies, but just a little talk with Jesus makes me whole.
Let's all sing together.
Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about our troubles. Hear our faintest cry, answer by and by. Feel a little prayer will turn in, and you know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Yes, makes it right. I may have doubts and fears, my eyes may fill with tears, but Jesus is a friend who watches day and night. I go to him in prayer, he knows my every care, and just a little talk with Jesus makes me whole. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. When you feel a little prayer will turn in, and you know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right.
Let's sing that with the voice.
Now let us have a little talk with Jesus.
Sing it out.
Tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry, answer by and by. When you feel a little prayer will turn in, and you know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Yes, makes it right.
Amen. Please turn to someone next to you. Just say good morning. Welcome them. Shake a hand. You might be the one person that greets them this morning, so please. And I know this time can be almost like a taste of heaven. And the idea, we're going to be having a reunion with all those who have gone before us and those who we miss dearly when we get to see them. and be together. Let's sing together. Let us sing a song that will cheer us by the way. In a little while we're going home, for the night will end in the everlasting day. In a little while we're going home. In a little while, in a little while, we shall cross the billows flow. We shall meet at last when the stormy winds are past. In a little while we're going home. We will do the work that our hands may find to do. In a little while we're going home. And the grace of God will our daily strength renew. In a little while we're going home. Sing this out. In a little while, in a little while, we shall cross the billows flow. We shall meet at last where the stormy winds are past. In a little while we're going home. There's a rest beyond, there's relief from every care. In a little while we're going home, and no tears shall fall in that city bright and fair. In a little while we're going home. Sing it out. In a little while, in a little while, we shall cross the billows flow. We shall meet at last when the stormy winds are past. In a little while we're going home.
Good morning. Happy Sabbath. Please be seated. I'd like to take a minute and talk a little bit about the project that Pastor Ernie and I presented to you all at the beginning of camp meeting, where we said that we were going to ask everybody to commit to giving $20 a week to church budget for the 5 weeks of camp meeting. So that would be a total of $100. This is our 4th week. We have 1 more week left, and we appreciate all who have participated so far, and we encourage everybody to participate with us in this next 2 weeks, including today. If anybody has visited our website recently, you will have noticed that there are a number of different vehicles for giving at this time on the website, which we are trying to make things easier for our congregants. So please take a look at that, and there will be more information on that to follow, and Adventist giving is still there at the bottom. So this week I was thinking to myself, why do we give? Why do I give? Is it habit? Is it obligation? Is it guilt? Is it pressure? Is it thankfulness? Is it gratitude? Or do we just recognize and realize that giving enriches our relationship with God when we willfully give back to God a portion of what He has given us? You see, our tithes and offerings are a symbol of devotion. And when we give back to God in a spirit of devotion, we are expressing the commitment of our heart to Him. So this morning, as we prepare to take up our offerings, I ask you to linger for a minute and ask yourself, am I giving because I should? Or am I giving because it expresses the spirit of devotion that exists in my heart to help God and the message in the worship of his church. And that is a priority to me. Happy Sabbath. Thank you.
I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the joys I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses.
Sing together.
And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his home, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. Sing with us. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, but he bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Let's keep praising the name of God, singing softly and tenderly. Jesus is calling.
Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling. For you and for me. See on the portals, he is waiting and watching. watch him for you and for me. Come home, come home. Ye who are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come home. I've wandered far away from God. Now I'm coming home. The paths of sin too long I've trod. Lord, I'm coming home. Coming home. Coming home. Never more to roam. Open wide thine arms of love. Lord, I'm coming home. Sing it out, coming home. Coming home, coming home. Never more to roam. Open wide thine arms of love. Lord, I'm coming home.
Our good and wonderful God, you are calling us home, and we want to come home. But in this world that we're in, filled with distractions, we find ourselves focused on worldly problems. Many mourn the loss of loved ones, and some mourn the loss of relationships. And still others find themselves filled with stress and anxiety in their jobs and careers and in school. Lord, as we pause and worship this morning, may these distractions of the world melt away as we focus our attention solely on you. In everything that surrounds us, God, may we see you. Scripture tells us that all creation declares your glory. God, reveal yourself to us in your creation. And help us, Lord. Help us, Lord, to overcome the distractions of this world so that we can give you our full attention, and even as we do so, may we pay attention to others. May we see the working that you are doing in their lives and the work you would have us do in their lives. Our God, you have never failed us, and we long to come home. Bring us home, God. Amen.
I will sing of His mercy every day, every hour. He gives me power. I will sing and give thanks to Thee for all the dangers, toils, and snares that He has brought me out. He is my God, I'll serve Him. No matter what the test, trust and never doubt. Jesus will surely bring you out. He never failed me yet. Sing of His mercy every day, every hour. He gives me power. I will sing, give thanks to Thee for all the dangers, toils, and snares that He has brought me out. He is my God, and I'll serve Him. No matter what the test, trust and never doubt. Jesus will surely bring you out. He never failed me yet.
I know God is faithful to deliver in time of storm. I know that He keep you safe from all earthly harm.
One day when my weary soul is at rest, I'm going home to be forever blessed. Trust and never doubt. Jesus will surely bring you out. He never failed me yet. I will sing of God's mercy every day, every hour. He gives me power. I will sing and give thanks to Thee for all the dangers, toils, and snares that He has brought me out. He is my God, and I'll serve Him. No matter what the test, trust and never doubt. Jesus will surely bring you out. He never failed me yet.
Did my God deliver Moses from King Pharaoh? Didn't He cool the fiery furnace from Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? When I think of what my God can do, He delivered Daniel. I know He will deliver you.
Trust and never doubt. Jesus will surely bring you out. He never failed me yet. I will sing of God's mercy every day, every hour. He gives me power. I will sing and give thanks to Thee for all the dangers, toils, and snares that He has brought me out. He is my God, and I'll serve Him. No matter what the test, trust and never doubt. Jesus will surely bring you out. He never failed me yet. He never failed me. He never failed me yet. He never failed me. He never failed me yet. He never failed me. He never failed me yet. Jesus will surely bring you out. He never failed. Yeah. He never failed me yet.
It's more like we sit across the table from this person. We don't make eye contact. And instead, we text someone else and complain how lonely and how frustrated we are. And complain how lonely we are.
Good morning, church family. Today's scripture reading is found in the book of James, chapter 1, verses 19 to 22.
My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this.
Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires.
Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says.
Amma!
I had this friend who he passed away unexpectedly, and it was just, it was like my heart was ripped out. Who my friend was, like the most authentic person in the world, and yet it was so interesting because when you were in a conversation with him, this is all that mattered. The person that he was sitting across from, and that moment that they were creating. You can create those moments with people because that's what we're all craving, right? We're all craving to be seen.
A lot of people are very different on social media than in person. And so it's kind of hard sometimes to differentiate between who's a true friend and a fake friend. It's not as easy to be yourself or be truly who you want to be because there's the mask of social media, there's the mask of lots of things.
I think now we've gotten to this point where everybody's so readily available with social media. It's kind of this facade where we're there, but we're not really present with each other. I love the genuine connections, ask people random things and learn more about them. But, you always have to go through, oh, how are you? Oh, I'm great. Sabbath, I'm blessed. Are you blessed? Yes, I am. God's good all the time, and God is good. And so we never really get to know each other. Being present when it matters the most to people is something that is so invaluable.
I feel like presence, like someone being able to be with me or like with an experience, and also curiosity. So like when someone wants to ask a lot of questions, but they're also very like conscious of what's happening and kind of interested in what's happening. I've been really valuing like friendships where we can just be together.
My church is the friends that I can talk with, read books, talk about the books, tell problems to. We pray for each other. That's how I look at them more than, going to some building and sitting there with the same group of people week after week. I think of them as my community, my church.
I think being a part of a community, I've realized now that you can't do it by yourself. It is impossible to do anything by yourself. I am not superhuman. I don't know everything. In fact, I know nothing. So, learning how to rely on others and the kindness of others and the willingness to learn from those who are wiser than you are.
In the evening when I'm tired, pull out my phone. It's kind of like you just sort of forget about everything else for a while, and it becomes almost an automatic behavior. You just pull that phone out and you look at it and you start scrolling through stuff and you get distracted into reading this and that. A lot of it, I think, has to do with just our inability, and all in my inability to just sit with myself, to sit with God. And then that extends out to being able to really sit with other people. We lose that ability to actually be present, be completely present to somebody else. I've seen it in my own family, and it bothers me sometimes when you get together for dinner and you have the extended family sitting around, and as soon as dinner is over, we sit down in the living room, everybody pulls out their phone. Our technology has made it possible for us to avoid each other and to avoid ourselves. It's a decision and not just a default. And then you have to recognize the times in which somebody actually needs you to be there. That's when you say, okay, this is where it's going to be helpful for me to learn some skills of listening and that kind of thing. But this person has something they need to say to me, and I need to be there to hear it.
The writer Will Schwalbe says, "The gift of undivided attention is the most precious gift of all." The gift of undivided attention, paying attention to others. It's what I want to invite you to do today, but I realize immediately just how hard that is to do. It's hard for all kinds of reasons. Because life is so busy, because we are so stressed, because so much is going on, because the environment, the climate is so angry, because we have no time. There are all kinds of reasons. But there is one very small reason that looms larger than any of them. One simple reason why we struggle today in 2025 to pay attention to others. I want to show you some pictures. They were taken by Eric Pickersgill. EricPickersgill.com. He's a photographer. He's had different displays at different events, TEDx speaker. Really an imaginative photographer. This particular project is simply called Removed, because he removed something in the pictures. So I'm going to ask you to watch the pictures as they scroll. We're not going to play music. I'm not going to talk. Just want to invite you to sit in silence and pay attention to what you notice. So what did you notice? Were there places where you smiled, winced, said, I recognize that? What did you notice? What has been removed? In fact, can you imagine if this group had sat in this very congregation 25 years ago and watched that slideshow? We would have said, those people have lost it. What in the world is going on? Everybody has super interesting hands. It's unbelievable. In fact, I want to bring back one of the last pictures, the picture of the theater. I want you to look at the theater. I spent some time looking at this picture in order to try to find, it's a little bit blurry here in the crisp image, you can see it well, in order to find just one person, just one, not staring at their hands. Stunning. So we come here to a series entitled, May I Have Your Attention, Please? And the pastor, he's a little out of touch. He has the audacity, the temerity to stand up and say, I would like to encourage you to pay attention to others. And you say, do you have any idea what my life is like? I am extremely busy. I don't have time to pay attention to others. Maybe another reason we have a hard time with these little devices. Think about this. Another photographer, this one in Paris, did an experiment. His name was Augustin Lignier. Lignier did an experiment with what's called the Skinner box. The Skinner box was named such because of B.F. Skinner, the famed psychologist, behavioral psychologist, who did an experiment in a box with rats. He experimented with the rats to train them to, when they pushed a lever, they would get some food. It didn't take them long. Push lever, get food. Push lever, get food. And they were doing it extremely well. Lignier came along, built a similar box, put a camera in it so that when the rats pushed the lever, it would take their picture, and they would get a sweet reward intermittently. Not always. Intermittently. And they became almost crazed at pushing the lever. They were so fascinated with that they even ignored at times when the sugar treat came. I want you to listen to what is written about this in the New York Times. Digital and social media companies use the same concept to keep the attention of the viewer as long as possible. He said, indeed, social media has been described as a Skinner box for the modern human, doling out periodic, unpredictable rewards. A like, a follow, a promising romantic match that keeps us glued to our phones. Just like those rats that get intermittent rewards. Maybe the next one, maybe the next one. And there we are, glued to the phones that keep us from paying attention to others. In fact, some of us, maybe more of us than would care to admit, have specific and significant challenges with this. In preparing for this series, I came across a website I hadn't known of before. I've known of 12-step groups for decades. 12-step groups have literally changed the lives of countless human beings on our planet. AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and from it spun out many others. OA, Overeaters Anonymous, SA, Sexaholics Anonymous, NA, Narcotics Anonymous, GA, Gamblers Anonymous, etc. Add to that ITAA, Internet and Technology Addicts Anonymous. From their website, this is their opening statement. ITAA is a 12-step fellowship of individuals who support each other in recovering from internet and technology addiction. This includes social media addiction, phone addiction, video addiction, television addiction, gaming addiction, news addiction, pornography addiction, dating apps, online research, online shopping, and any other digital activity that becomes compulsive and problematic. It's an issue, friends. If you say, I don't have an issue with that, remember John Mark Comer from a couple of weeks ago? Okay, then prove it. Turn it off for a day. I don't have a problem. When you say pay attention to others, I'll try that. And here steps up a group that says many of us are struggling with this. This particular group offers a set of questions, just as all the 12-step groups do. In this case, it's 10 questions long, asking, if you answer sufficient of these questions, yes, you may have a problem. I'm just going to read you 3 of them. Do I ever go online to quickly check something and then discover that hours have passed? Don't raise your hand. And don't elbow your spouse. Do I feel isolated, emotionally absent, distracted, or anxious when I'm not online? Third one, do I feel guilt and shame around my internet use? So we come to talk about paying attention to others. We want to pay attention to others. We want to honor others. After all, they are children of God. In many cases, they're the people that mean the most to us in our lives, yet we have a difficult time paying attention. Many reasons, but none bigger than that small device. So what do we do? Is there any wisdom? I want to take you to the book of James. Book of James is a book that seemingly hops all around, goes all over the place, different topics and themes, but if you linger over it, you may soon discover that, as I did, that really what's at the core of the book of James is, are you walking the walk? You have a great talk, but are you walking the walk? Are you living what you say? So in today's passage, we come to just 2 or 3 verses, short statement. In the center of it, James has an interest in us hearing God and living out His Word. A little bit larger around it, he has a sense of when we get frustrated and angry and we're trying to work things through with people. But really the widest view gives us information on how to pay attention to others. So, James 1, verses 19 and 20, you're going to have to listen because it'll pass quick. Here it is. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. If we did nothing else, if we stood and walked out of here right at this moment and we determined by the grace of God and the power of the Spirit that this week we were going to live out these words, we would have transformed relationships by next week. Transformed. Why? Because he says, quick to listen. If you want to pay attention to others, that's one of the greatest gifts you can give them, your undivided attention. Quick to listen, slow to speak. Oh, that's a lot harder, isn't it? We want to say what we want to say. In fact, we often trip over each other trying to get our piece in. I was talking to somebody just recently who said, you know, there's a person in my life that no matter what I start out talking with, we always end up talking about this person. Always. It doesn't matter. My father died. Really? Well, let me tell you about when my father died. He said, always, it comes right back to then. It made me think of the definition of a narcissist. Do you know the definition of a narcissist? A narcissist is somebody who talks about themselves all the time till they finally take a breath and say, okay, enough about me. Now let's talk about what you think about me. That's a narcissist. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. How much more refined, focused would our attention to others be if anger was way back there, and if our words were very slow, and if our ears were at the ready? Strikes me that James gives us a formula that probably works better than just about anything in terms of giving others our attention. I love the way Eugene Peterson in the Message paraphrased this. I'm going to read one more verse in addition to what we just read, but I'm going to reread that passage in the Message. Here's how he put it. Post this at all the intersections, dear friends. Lead with your ears. Follow up with your tongue. And let anger straggle along in the rear. God's righteousness doesn't grow from human anger, so throw all spoiled virtue and cancerous evil in the garbage. In simple humility, let our gardener, God, landscape you with the word, making a salvation garden of your life. Post it at all the intersections. In other words, at all the intersections, those places where we have to make choices in life. Am I going to go here or there, do this, do that? At all the intersections, every place that you have to make a decision, he says, post this. Lead with your ears. Follow up with your tongue. And let anger straggle along in the rear. Isn't it remarkable how naturally, almost intuitively, our fallen nature turns that around? We lead with our anger, follow up with our words, and somewhere back there are our ears. I can't see them from here. Got any binoculars? It's the way we do it, and we do it about these little devices. Are you on that phone again? Get off your phone. What is wrong with you? The anger is already white hot, and the words are coming right behind it. And by the time that exchange, which, by the way, is each person saying the same thing. You're always on the phone. No, you're always on your phone. No, you're always on. No, you. No. By the time that exchange is over, our ears are nowhere to be seen, and we do it naturally, intuitively. And James steps into that and says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Lead with your ears. And then somewhere back here, your words. And then somewhere way back there, your anger. Not only will it help you resolve conflicts that exist between you, but you will truly pay attention to others. I want to invite you to try something this week. Someone with whom you've had a disagreement, and this is a long-standing disagreement, it's like a dance you do, because you each know your part. You'll say this, and they'll say that, and you'll say the other, and they'll say the other. Then you get mad, then you storm off, and then 2 or 3 hours later, you kind of eye each other and kind of start trying to get together again. You know the dance. This week, try nothing else but this. Lead with your ears. Do you know how you'll know if you're leading with your ears? Just notice where your eyes are looking. Your ears are listening to what your eyes are watching. So, tighten this down, turn and look at them, and listen. Just try it. Spend a lot of our time angry, a lot of it because of things like what's on social media. Somebody sent me a meme, a little internet cartoon the other day or a while back that I thought was really quite creative. So it shows this guy walking around down the street apparently. It'll come up on the screen here. And it has him saying something that I thought was creative. He says, I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitter. It's going to come up here. Just keep praying. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitter. So I just go around announcing out loud what I'm doing at random times. I've got 3 followers so far, but I think 2 are cops. That would be crazy. And yet, that's how we live our lives. And we come to church, and the pastor says, pay attention to others. I want to read you the quotes. First of all, theologian named Kurt Richardson, who summarizes James's point with one sentence. He says, wherever wisdom is the goal, hearing will be a first virtue. Wherever wisdom is the goal, hearing will be a first virtue. Spent time the last couple of weeks in Dietrich Bonhoeffer's book, Life Together. When he comes to the part of living in community, it's very curious to me that Bonhoeffer, who lived in a time when a lot of people weren't listening, who wrote in a time not totally unlike ours, Dietrich Bonhoeffer says when it comes to the life of the community, the first task is to listen. It's exactly what Richardson is saying. And then two scholars add this: listening is an art that is difficult to master, for it means to take an intense interest in the person who is speaking. Listening is the art of closing one's mouth and opening one's ears and heart. Listening is loving the neighbor as oneself. Their concerns and problems are sufficiently important to be heard. Lead with your ears. You know you're doing that by where you're looking. When you're saying, I'm listening, you're not listening. Lead with your ears. Your eyes will tell you if your ears are leading. So I was curious. I got to wondering, so this issue of paying attention to others is core to human community. If we are going to live with each other in effective and in healthy ways, we have to pay attention to each other. So I got to wondering, I became curious, how did Jesus live that? Because Jesus, certainly of anyone, had profound and deep community. He was constantly trying to deepen that, especially with those who most closely surrounded him. How did he do with them? How did he do with others? The people he encountered day in and day out. So I did kind of an overview. It wasn't a deep dive, but an overview of 3 words in the life and ministry of Jesus in the Gospels: saw, heard, touched. I was curious, if I just looked at different places that those words appeared, what would they tell me about Jesus? So I started out with saw. He saw. What did Jesus see? Whom did he see? He saw potential disciples, Peter and Andrew, James and John in the boats, mending nets. Follow me. He saw Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. Follow me. He saw some men, 4 of them, holding a man suspended on a mat. Their faith. And he said, son, you're forgiven. God isn't angry with you. And healed him. He saw of all the people pouring in their gifts into the treasury, the chink of coin, the sound of money, everybody's attention drawn until this diminutive widow slips up, almost afraid of her shadow. Nobody watches. The text says, Jesus saw. Pushing his way through the crowd, he felt power go from him. He turned around and the text says he saw her. Saw her. Daughter, what happened to you? She tries to slip away, but that all-seeing eye would not let her go. He saw her. He hung on the cross in excruciating physical agony that was only a small, very small sample of the profound spiritual agony. And while he hung there, he saw his mother. He saw the disciple he loved. He said, your son, your mother. Now you may say, well, it just says he saw them. Like, hey, did you see that guy over there? Look, you see her over there? No. Because from these moments when Jesus saw these people, their lives were utterly transformed. He saw them. Heard. You don't find the word heard nearly as often. It is there on occasions. For example, he heard about what happened to John the Baptist, the one who had been his forerunner. He heard what Herod had done. He heard the story, and it must have gone deeply to his soul, because the writer says he left that place. He went off to be alone. He heard something that crushed him to the core. He heard it. He knew that life. He no doubt grieved profoundly the loss. He heard. He heard them trying to just discuss that blind man is just a case. So who sinned? This man? His parents. Who did it? Let's make a theological case about this. We'll meet this afternoon, Sabbath afternoon, 4 o'clock down at Damaso. We're going to discuss it and decide who sinned. And it unfolds. And he touches the man and he sees. And he hears. They've thrown him out. So he finds him. Says, "Do you know the Son of Man?" And he heard the response. "I don't know him. I've never seen him." It's the one speaking to you. Changed his life. He heard. He heard the centurion. Foreigner, stranger, NOP, not our people, wasn't a part of the group. But he heard him when he came and he said, "Sir, my servant, I love him. Please, can you heal him?" He said, "I'll come." He heard the request, heard the desire. "I'll come." "Oh, no. Please. Not to my house. I'm not worthy to have you as guest. Just speak the word. I know authority. You see the stripes? I know authority. I'm used to saying do, and they do, go, and they go. You, sir, are a man of authority. Just speak the word." Jesus heard that. Do you know what he did? He turned around and he looked at the OPs, our people. He looked at them and he said, "That amazes me." All through the Gospels, people are amazed at Jesus. Only 2 times is Jesus amazed, and this is one of them. He says, "This man has more faith than anyone else I have seen." And the writer says, and Jesus was amazed because he heard faith. Go home, it's done. He saw, he heard, he touched. Drawing the blind man close, rubbing his eyes, giving him sight. The untouchable, the leper, "Sir, I would be clean. Get away. Leave him alone. Get out of here. You don't belong. Bring him to me." He just spoke the word for the centurion. Just speak it for the leper and let him stand like way over there. No. Jesus goes to him, touches him, heals him. He's just a few hours from the cross. Everything has gone chaotic. There's a cacophony of voices screaming in the garden. One man screams, blood spurting from where his ear was. Peter, with a bloody sword, is saying, "Who's next?" And Jesus says, No, Peter. And he touches him, heals him. I was just curious, if James says, lead with your ears, follow up with your words, and let anger straggle back there somewhere in the rear, what might that look like in the life of Jesus? Did Jesus pay attention to people? They were seen heard, touched. I don't have much question of where James might have gotten his inspiration. The words are the words of Richard Foster. One of the greatest expressions of love is simply to notice people and to pay attention to them. What was it that Schwalbe said? Of all the gifts, maybe the most genuine, the most precious is undivided attention, because your eyes tell you what your ears hear. And Jesus did that. I want to invite you to think about something this week. Think about something that's kind of built on the work of Jonathan Haidt, whom I have gotten very interested in of late. Secular social psychologist. He's written a number of bestsellers. The current one, The Anxious Generation, is a must-read. If you want to understand what these little devices are doing, not only to us, but to our children, Haidt will help you. Keep you up at night, but it'll help you. So I want to read you something. He does a demonstration with people just to kind of help them understand a little bit about how our current world is affecting us. These are his words. I do a little demonstration. I ask people, suppose a demon came to us in the 90s. Remember the 90s? With 3 magical boxes. And he said, you can open as many as you want, but if you open a box, it's going to take 15 hours a week from you. Here they are, 3 boxes. We're always curious, aren't we? 3 boxes you can open, however many you want, 15 hours gone. The first box is the internet. You get this amazing thing, but it's going to take 15 hours a week from you. Would you open it? Are you glad we have the internet? And talking about the people with whom he's done this exercise, he says, everyone is glad we opened that box. We think the time is worth it. Probably is. Everything from bill paying to shopping to, well, you fill it in. 15 hours, though, that's the cost. The next box is the smartphone. You open it up. It's this incredible digital Swiss Army knife of apps and functions. It's going to take another 15 hours a week. So now you're up to 30 hours a week on this. Do you want it? Are we glad we have smartphones? At this point, says Haidt, most hands go up. The great majority of adults say, yeah, I'm glad we opened that box, but now you're at 30 hours a week. Next, the third box. Social media. Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, TikTok. It's going to be another 15 hours a week. So now you're up to 45 hours a week. What do you think? Are you glad we opened that? Listen to how people respond. The great majority of people say, I wish we hadn't opened that one. Now listen to this, parents especially. I'm not talking about keeping kids off the internet. I'm not talking about not allowing them, I'm talking about not allowing them to give away their data, some rights, to a company that does not have their interest at heart, that is using them as the product to sell to their customers who are advertisers. That's what I don't want done to 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. I want to add something to what Haidt says. What if it's not just the kids? What if it's all of us? This device that has changed our lives, that has brought much good, but is followed by not just distraction, but at times by sheer evil. 15 hours, 30 hours, 45 hours, and then you come to church and the pastor says, pay attention to others. You say, well, I would if I could, but I can't. I'm too busy, too stressed. So what if you try something? What if you try setting it down the next important conversation you have in another room, in another house? Setting it down and following the words of James. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. It just might transform your relationship with that person. Because the simple way you know if you're listening is, where are your eyes looking? When they talk, do you look? Might be worth following Jesus. In fact, it might be worth turning your eyes upon Jesus. Because I know where he looked. And if you do that, you will give others a precious gift.
Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, help me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, help me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. When my way grows dreary, precious Lord, linger near. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, help me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home.
Precious Lord, lead us. Give us ears that hear, eyes that see, hands that touch, and hearts that pay attention. Amen.
Hello, good friends. Please watch and listen as closely as you can, and I will speak as briefly and clearly as I can. Hello, Sharon and Jack Bennett, Redlands, California. 66th anniversary, you two. Warmest congratulations. We love you. Marguerite, Maggie, and Jim Ripley, Spring Branch, Texas, also 66th anniversary. There you were, here you are, and at a wonderful family wedding. Wow, how blessed you are. Charles Beckett, Wenatchee, Washington, 97th birthday. Congratulations, sir, and good to see you there with daughter Deanne. Vicki and Richard Smith, San Diego, California, 46th anniversary, you two. Wow, so good to be in touch. Thank you for letting us know. Warm congratulations. Larry Ilchuk, Battleground, Washington, 90th birthday. Welcome to the club, Larry. There with dear wife, and then with your blessed family. Milo Gomez, Battleground, Washington, 10th birthday. Congratulations, young fella. There with your dad and your brother at a ball game, I think, and then joined by your mother. Roberta Lacey, Silverdale, Washington, 90th birthday for you. Wow, and what a lovely lady. Ruthie and Charles Goodacre, Redlands, California, 57th anniversary, you two. Congratulations, you were, you are. Pastor Marion Kidder, Zellwood Station, Florida, 94th birthday. And there he is, taking off for a tennis match. Peggy and Dick Taggart, Medford, Oregon, anniversary number 64 it is. Wow, congratulations, you two. Love you there with darling granddaughter. Kathleen and Ron Carter, Loma Linda. Another anniversary it is. Congratulations, you two. And I can see you know how to live it up. Donna and Dwight Rose, Kelowna, British Columbia, 60th anniversary. You were, you are, and how you've been blessed with a wonderful grandchildren. Carol Ann and Daryl Retzer, Redlands, California, anniversary number 61. There's the bride and the groom, and here you are in a favorite place, and then with son Marklin and daughter Melody. Carolyn Jensen, Apopka, Florida. Hello, Carolyn. Happy birthday, lady, and good to see you there with husband Ron. Martha Natiuk, Battleground, Washington. Hello, Martha. Happy birthday, lady, and there with husband Bob and grandson Trevor. Patty Marufo, Riverside, California. Happy birthday, Patty. Appreciate you and your ministry, and there with husband Dante. James Pang, Grandpa James, Loma Linda. Happy birthday, man, with wife and grandchildren there, and then with wife, brother, sister, and niece it is. Isabel Jimenez, over Georgia way. Hello, Isabel. Happy birthday there with Kayla, your sister, and your parents, and then with sister and grandparents. Mickey Smith, a part of Christian Edition. Happy birthday, Mickey. So good to be in touch with you. Sally and John Appel, Ooltewah, Tennessee, 56th anniversary. All the best, you two. I see you then, I see you now, and a table full of your beautiful family. Nelson Thomas, Greenville, Tennessee, 87th birthday. Grandpa Nelson himself, and there with beautiful Grandma Nancy. Lori Westcott, Portland, Oregon. Hello, Lori. Happy birthday. Here's the young lady herself, and then with Lindsay. Virgil Nilsson, Redlands, California. Happy birthday, man, and good to see you at the organ. And there you are with dear wife Karen. Your wedding it was. And then we see you now, and you're blessed with 46 years. Dan Handley, Canby. Congratulations on another birthday, Dan. So good to be in touch with you. Shirley Hartnell, Portland, Oregon. Hello, Shirley. happy 100th birthday. And there with son Ron, Edie Shannon, Centralia, Washington. Hello, Edie. Happy birthday. Glad to see you there with daughter Sonia, Terry and Tricia Mace, Boise, Idaho. 51st anniversary for you two, I understand. And look at all these wonderful pictures. You two are terrific. Ray Frank, Mansfield, Pennsylvania. Birthday number 94, Brother Ray. And there you are with dear wife Dottie. Linda and Les Colburn, Richmond, Tennessee, 53rd anniversary. And we see them there among family members. Rosie Tates, Westlake Village, California. Hello, Rosie. Happy birthday, lady. And wow, you make dear Ray look so much better. Judy and David Osborne, Lincoln, California, 53rd anniversary. And yes, you two together make each other look terrific also. Juliet and Melvin Santos, Kansas City, Kansas, 38th anniversary. Yes, you two are always so good looking together also. Marilyn and Frank Howard, Redlands, California, 17th anniversary. Yes, there was that day. And yes, this is the two of you for sure. Vanessa Osorio, Orlando, Florida. Hello, Vanessa. Happy birthday. And there with husband Jonathan, and then with your precious growing family. Levon and Joe Ray, Sebastopol, California, 60th anniversary. There you were. Yes, and here you are. Sylvia Sprode, McMinnville, Oregon, 88th birthday, Sylvia. Yes, with husband Bob and daughter Denise, and surrounded by children and grandchildren. Cindy and Jim Brown, Chandler, Arizona, 42nd anniversary for you two. Love seeing you anytime, anywhere. Lolly and Bron McCall, Hinckley, Minnesota, 38th anniversary, I'm told, and love seeing you two anytime and all the time. Kim and Tim Rawson, Loma Linda, 36th anniversary for you two. You were, you are, and so blessed with those grandchildren. Rochelle and Dennis Steerwalt, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 57th anniversary. Yes, you two are just so special and delightful leaders and friends. Joanne and Bill Truby, Mount Shasta, California, 26th anniversary for you two from the wedding day, and so good to see you now. Candy and Dr. Carson, over Maryland Way, 50th anniversary, I see, and we wish you all the best, and there you are with friend Ken Wiseman. Marvin Robertson, Tampa, Florida. Hello, Marvin. Happy birthday, man. And there with wife Jeannie and joined by your girls. Happy birthday, Dr. Malin Nayayan, right here in Loma Linda, and your beautiful family. Happy birthday, sir. Glad to be in touch. And finally, on August 26th is the 120th birthday of Loma Linda University Medical Center. Thank you, Dr. Hart, for reminding us of God's leading and guiding from the beginning. See you next time.